homelessness and bridge the gap between communication. That is the reason for this episode. We are bridging the gap of communication. How we have witnessed people getting consumed with negativity. And some might ask, how did that happen? From past history, games was involved, shamefulness on all these platforms, Facebook, somebody can post a bad picture of you or try to blackmail you.
Or just say something wrong. But in reality, King, the phenomenon of online public shaming isn't good or bad overall. Instead, it is an inevitable result of the human appetite for quick judgment, combined with social media platforms encouraging users to share provocative information with little context.
And like we promised, as we came back on this second half, we are talking about giving you examples or advice of how to solve the negativity that is surrounding you. Mm-hmm. It is a process. Basically, everything is a process.
Right.
Take your time. Listen to more shows. Read more books. But always listen to Transition to Changes Mission. Or you can call us at 910-985-9090. 24/7 all the time. We are here to help. We are servants to the people of this globe.
That's
to make this globe a better place. We are the image of a higher power. We are the most powerful being in the universe. How do I say that? You have all the witness powers of the history of one man, one woman changing everything. One person changing history. One person changing the future. I might be talking to that person with the headphone sets on, or that person is looking at the TV show, hearing our show, and that one person can grow up to change everything that you know of right now. We are some powerful beings. That's one of the reasons I believe in the distractions are here to halt you from gaining this great power. You are being distracted by negative entities or negative sound waves. You can be riding around listening to gangster rap, hardcore country music. All these things play a part in changing the organs, the system that has you walking around. So be careful about what you listen to and how you listen to it, because music is a powerful source. TV is a powerful source. I'm not a scientist. I still to this day don't know how electrons move invisible from the eye to the next thing. I don't know how 5G is going to work. They say it can be harmful to the body. A lot of things that we talked about that we are in the process of trying to disconnect is on the show of technology.
Make sure you have as much context as possible. Whether right or wrong, online public shaming isn't going anywhere. All individuals simply have to adjust to the way information travels now. And we must all find new ways to navigate and understand online opinion. In this environment, we all need a lot of information on the context of online content. We can gather this information by listening to views and opinions with a diversity of culture and social preferences, and by using the power of big data. Not to toot our own horn, but Transitional Changes Mission podcast show can help a lot here. Through analyzing millions of posts, social listening provides a vital source of context for online discussion, allowing users to measure the true scope of what's being said. These enriching insights on social media can help everybody make public exchanges a lot more successful. So we want to thank all of our listeners out there tonight that is listening to our show, that's sharing our show, liking our shows, telling your neighbors, friends, everyone about our shows, because that is helping us all to be better people inside and outside.
And one of the most powerful things that Transition to Changes will do and always try to promote to you is to believe in yourself. You're just not a voice here by voting. You are a person, an entity that is having a great purpose within us and everybody that's on this globe. You was not no mistake. You was made on perfect image of the Creator. And with that, you must believe in yourself first.
So remedy the compassion deficit and empathy crisis. Online shaming can be a destructive force. However, it can also achieve good things by holding people and organizations accountable for their bad behavior. The difference between these two things mostly come down to a question of information, thoughtful consideration, and context. It never hurts to take the time to think about the real people behind every story that you read online, and to consider why the author of the story and the platform hosting it might might want viewers to feel strong emotions that they feeling.
Now you got the music, you got the TV, and then one of the most powerful one is your peers. Young man riding with his peers in a car, finna do some trouble. Inside himself, he knows he's not like that. Be yourself. That's why I was promoting to believe in yourself. If you're not that person that's out there trying to be a gangster, trying to be a person that's in entertainment, that the label is transferring you into something that you're not, walk away. There is no greed on this earth that can change your human form. Yes, they got plastic surgery and we see the repercussions of that.
Mm-hmm.
Or is this an image? This is a vessel. Just like a church that you go to that has congregation, you have millions of congregation in your temple. That's why your temple is your church.
Mm-hmm.
Gather your congregation that you want through the spirits that is pumping in both sides of your ears. With the peers that's riding in the car with you or walking around with your peers that are your best friends. With the co-workers that you work with. If it's a negative place that pays good, walk away. The future is untold, and for you have the power to walk in the path that is in your purpose and actually visualize it all the way.
Right.
All the answers lies inside of you, the past, the future, and the present.
Right.
It just takes you time to meditate, like we promoted in Transition to Changes Mission Podcast show. On all our shows is to stop, breathe, look both ways, look in your rearview mirror, and hit the gas and go forward.
Hit the gas. And as a final thought, consider this. The power of humiliation in 2021 has amplified and it's uncontained. So when you look to the youth, just know that shaming any child creates an environment in which they feel like they can never make a mistake, because children naturally want to avoid being shamed again. They begin to fear ever doing anything wrong, which could lead them to avoid challenges or new situations. Children might develop low self-esteem, internalizing the idea that they're bad or a mistake. Sometimes they'll hide wrongdoing or begin lying about mistakes to avoid feeling shame. Sometimes they'll lash out, acting defiantly because they feel overwhelmed by that unbearable, shameful feeling. Later in life, children who've repeatedly been shamed can become shy adults or overly critical of themselves. They may seek to always please people around them, developing anxiety and control issues. These are the results of chronic toxic shaming. Do you know somebody like that? Maybe you want to help them. Now we traffic in shame and desensitization, and it's a market industry we pay for and curate with our clicks. We need a cultural revolution. We need to remedy the compassion deficit and empathy crisis. We must walk a mile in someone else's headlines and bring back the empathy and compassion that we all hold within.
The power in laboring. I don't know what is the generation now. Is it Generation X? What it was, millennium, or I don't know what my generation was.
Generation ZYX.
Then they had the nerve to have the definition of it. They say millenniums are lazy, or they got the hand out, or what my generation was. I don't know. But let's just stop that. You know, the youth, the ones that are here, this negative that's around you, don't worry about that. Worry about your future. You hold the future. I believe in you. You are the reflection of the human race. No matter what we can say about the youth that can hinder our movement forward, or basically just saying that don't have no trust in them, I have all trust in them. I cannot never give up on them.
Absolutely.
So I will always say it will take a village to raise one child. And we all need to be that village to keep raising all our children to show the reflections of our race.
Yes.
Leaving a clear path for them to breathe, to be able to come up with more gadgets to come with green movements or whatever it is that is positive for that young person to do. That's one of the reasons why me, Queen Summers, and my princess and prince is called by these names. These names are authority. They have power standing behind them. And I goes around calling everybody that, especially young people. Now, yes, while you are a princess, you got to earn your crown. Prince, you got to earn your crown to become that king.
Mm-hmm.
Do that all the time. By every step that you take is a reflection to the person that don't know you. You know, you hold the key to everything. And every listener that's listening to Transition to Changes, we appreciate you sharing us.
Thank you.
We designed this podcast on positivity. We are building a community to the people to solve the problem of family homelessness and put a huge dent in the gap between communication. That's why we talk about current events. We could easily go off the cliff and start talking about negative stuff that's going on in all the current events.
But for what?
For what? We have talked about the storming of the Capitol, a lot of current events in the past. But through meditation and much dialogue with Queen Summers, well, it is something. We talk about these current events in a positive way.
Yes.
We spread our words through this mic for you to spread the word about our mission, our company, Transitional Changes mission. Notice that I said our company. It's just not me, King Summers and Queen Summers. It's all of us. We're reaching out to the globe. Now, we both know that we are in the month of February. The month of February is here, my people, and we just want to introduce the Love Month in the Black History. Stay tuned now because we got some exciting activities for the audience to do that we will announce on our next show. But as always, within this month, with it being African American Black History over here in the nation, we are going to announce some historical, legendary African Americans that made and helped this country grow. And with my history, I'm going to add a twist to it. So I'm starting out saying, asking the audience of these legendary African Americans that made legendary history. They are never to be forgotten. And for example, I'm going to use Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Huey Newton, and just those three figures there. Why do you think they was assassinated? And I would say the explaining from my perspective is this, and I think that the audience would agree with me. If it was all the way from that time and era, from the 1970s, 60s, the 50s, if those three figures there would have merged together, where do you think we'll be at now? And they'll give you an answer to why they was assassinated. Shouts out to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Huey Newton, and all the black historical people that made this America move forward and help it grow. And please keep sharing us, liking us, loving us. And thank you for tuning in to the Transitional Changes Mission podcast show with your host, King Summers.
And your host, Queen Summers. Have a great night.
Thank you.
I am Princess Summer, and I am back in town. Thank you.